All right, so I'm gonna continue this video. Why do you do what you do? And this is a continuation of the live video that I was attempting to do, and it's obviously it's about to rain out here, so the satellite or the dish for the internet is doing what it do. So anyway, as I was saying, every morning that I rise up, I rise up on my, with the knowing that it is a opportunity to receive salvation, as well as it's also an opportunity to understand and know that your salvation is at stake every day. And so therefore, I'm always under the mindset of preparing myself in the day. Number one, for what's going to try to come and knock me down. Number two, it is the realization is this, if you understand, like me, I understand, what is taking place. Like, I'll give you an example. I saw yesterday where they have these AI agents, and you can learn prompting, because see, I'm in business. So I see, number one, where it's when you're in business, one of the things that you evaluate is your daily processes that allow you to understand your key performance indicators. And it also allows you to understand what are your key performance drivers. So key performance drivers are things like, business video shorts on your Facebook page that drives attention to your business. And it drives a certain amount of attention to your social medias and your websites, the number of visits you get. It drives people to purchase products. How many people that come in to your business just from a walk-in standpoint and try your business out. And because of your pitch, your sales pitch, or whatever you have in that, it drives people to show you how many sales do you turn from just walk-in business. So how many. You may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 different drivers that drives new business to your business. And also the indicators are what you do. How efficient are you? How efficient are those around you in helping to indicate that a good service is being provided? Doing surveys, having engagement tools where clientele can engage and give you feedback. Those are indicators. You staff evaluations, production numbers are indicators on whether or not people are helping in the areas where they can help. Well, anyway, these AI agents are here to replace where people are the reliance on people. And so I watched this one guy said he has several businesses, and at one of his businesses, he removed his whole front office. He no longer needs anybody processing any form of data, and he also pulled up a stat, says over the next 4 to 5 years, there's going to be a great elimination of white collar jobs where people are managing and handling data, where automation processes that are going to be efficient, and they never get tired. They never go home. They don't get sick. There's no call in. There is no employee tax. There is no benefits to offer. So what's happening is now you're looking, number one, I was telling my children, I said, they are in front of another trend, another wave. And I said, one of the things that you got to understand is that, see, being in this ministry, you see, people don't want to be sharpened. People don't want to do the work. This is a ministry that showed you where Yah said, build ye houses and plant ye gardens. And you have people that don't want to go out and do that. People don't want to go out and do the things that are. Now, if Yah just said it, it's just like a joke. Yah, like I was saying this morning to the saints, if Yah told Joseph, showed him through those dreams that was had, and he gave Joseph the revelation, and he said, go and store up for 7 years, because 7 years of famine coming. Well, that wasn't an option. Now, you could have done what you wanted to do, but it was for a reason. Yah is speaking from what he knows, which he gives us revelation, which gives you foresight into where you need to be operating. Okay? And so I see, like I said, what this ministry is doing. See, all ministries on earth don't have to do this. That's the beautiful part. You can go do what other ministries are doing. That's the beautiful part. But in this ministry, that's what we're doing. But also, this is one of the things I look at. When Jesus speaks to them from the standpoint of the lifestyle that they should be familiar with, then then what he expects you to get and the fruit that is bared from it. Then slow down right there. The results that he expects you to get and the fruit that he expects you to bear comes from you understanding. Just like when the word says, consider the ant, thou sluggard. Well, people don't consider that. People, I'm telling you, living with people, I found that people, majority, which I already know, choose what they feel like in their flesh. It's like I was telling the saints this morning. I said, this block building over here, I didn't know nothing about block buildings, but I knew that I need to learn this. I need to learn this. Not because Pastor Dow said it, so he's just leading a charge. But deep down, I needed to learn this because the time is coming. Look, remember I told you all these white collar jobs are going to pass by. And they are eliminating these positions. They're already eliminating people in Walmart. You think self-checkout is just, I get out of it quicker. No, Walmart's saving money. You remember how many checkout lines they had? The checkout lines are getting smaller and smaller. More. Remember that when they first started, the self-checkout was smaller. Now the self-checkout is a few more rows over. In stores that I've been going to for years when I'm in Kansas City, a few more rows over. That means there's less few people that you ain't got to talk to. It's nobody to talk to. It's self-checkout. It's you and the computer. And all they doing now, instead of having, you take all those 15 to 12 self-checkout. Now it's only two people, one on this end watching you, making sure that you're actually scanning your stuff, and there's another person on the other end, making sure. So the wisdom that I get is, let me test myself out around Yah's people daily. And let me look and see where Yah's people fare daily. And you start to see the book come to life. You see people. People don't have, people want you to be their motivation. People want you to be their reason why they did or didn't. People don't know. People don't blame themselves for what they are and what they not. It's always somebody else. See, and how do you know that? Because there will be people that will come in your life that want you to be their reason why they did or why they didn't. But the fact is, what about before you knew me? Is there anybody I can find that was in your life that can point and say that this person wants me to be the reason? And is it anybody before them that can point and say, this person want me to be the reason? Because when you got a trail of people that's before me, and there's going to be a trail of people after me that's going to have the same sentiment, then that means it's you. It ain't me. So then you got to ask yourself, why do you do what you do? Well, why am I in community? Why am I doing this? The number one reason why I'm in it, listen to this, is not to be saved from the world. The number one reason is I have a better opportunity now to stay free from sin. How do I have a better opportunity? Well, guess what? I was always easily influenced because I loved operating in my flesh. Also, when I was constantly in the world, then there was always things that I could see that would weigh on you as a heavy temptation. And one of the things I watched many people, and it's people that I've talked to, or it's people that saints have talked to, that they not disgruntled, but they have come to this realization. It's harder. They realize they took it for granted. They realize that the sins that they admit that they're in, they know that it's not right. And it was better when those temptations wasn't directly in front of you day to day. So I see that in the Bible. I saw it when Judas Maccabeus wanted to go out. I saw it when the Israelites in Second Ezra chapter 13, I believe, when they wanted to go to a more far distant land to serve Yahweh, to be holy. So this ain't strange. So me wanting to do it, we talked about this before I even met Pastor Dow, that you're going to have to, in order to raise our children up away from what we know. Because see, as long as you go ahead and put your children in school around the heathen. So I got nephews and nieces right now that you can see that the world has influenced what either my brothers or sisters have advised them against, and that's the very thing that they're living. People are influenced by LGBTQ, XYZ. People are influenced by drugs. People are influenced by these time killers, these horrible pastimes that keep you from growing. It's adults here that's addicted to social media, addicted to it. When people see me, if you see me on social media, which I don't go in there to live in there. And I have really just come, especially in this past 2 years, I have come to the point where social media it almost don't do anything but hurt me when I come in there. Why? Because it ain't nothing but sadness. Today I got on, I mean, somebody I grew up dead. You know what I mean? More family members dead. Other children, child trafficking. People, murders all in North St. Louis. It's the same thing. When I want my thoughts to be pure towards Yah, well, guess what? You see that? You see, nothing but, black women, with bikinis, bent over. I listen. I just happened to scroll. Somebody I knew that I coached with had this video on their page. The woman was bent over, shaking herself, and somebody was smacking it. I said, and I'm just telling you. So that's what's on there. That's where people's minds at. People's minds are not on the Most High, y'all. So why do you do what you do? If you're doing it to be saved out of something, as far as the condition, you can only be saved spiritually. You can only be saved spiritually because physically you can't save yourself by going here or going there. Going here, going there ain't what's going to physically save you. You can go all the places you want, but spiritually, if you're not covered by the Most High Yah, spiritually, if you're not in tune with the Most High Yah, no physical move don't take precedence over what you got to become. And that's what the saving is, constantly pointing out where people are spiritually. See, that's what this whole thing, I want to be surrounded by people that see spiritually. That's where I want to be. I want to be around where people talk spiritually. I want to be around where people spiritually have come to the knowledge and the conclusion that they know that we have to do things, which is going to include me physically, actively doing what makes me become whole spiritually. That's why I do what I do. So that's why I keep going. I pray about everything. I seek and wait on the Most High Yah to see where he's at. I don't get caught up into the things that may look like. They may appear, but that's what you can't be. You can't be something that is, like the book warns you of getting tossed to and fro, blown by every wind. The book warns you about being of that type of mindset. So it's on you, saints, to make sure you have evaluated whether you're doing what you do is because of the spiritual benefit that we should be trying to obtain to, or are you doing what you do because you're moved by the fear of what you see coming on the earth? See, I'm not moved by that. That ain't why. I'm moved by those things I just said. I can see how my children have turned out. You ask Brother Best, out of all my brothers and sisters, ask him what is the difference he see with all of our children. I didn't say my children was better than his. I didn't say what he did wasn't worth a crap, or my sister or my brother. I'm saying, what do you see? What do you see? Give me feedback on what you see, what I'm doing versus what you did, Dolly, Julius, Bobby, Tony, D. And for that matter, Cecil, Tammy. What do everybody see? What's the difference? So when you do this, be able to look up what you're doing in the Bible and know that you're doing it for Christ. Look up in the book and see that you're doing it because he bought you. So I can look up and know that, yes, I'm doing all that I can to try to become a holy vessel. And so in the end of all of that, then I can look up and say, I found a brother who is my shepherd, and Pastor Dow, who will stand and stand and rebuke, whether you want to go away, whether I want to go away or not. But he know he did rebuke you so that you can spiritually get back in the place where it makes sense spiritually. Remember that. Shalom. All right, I'm back at y'all real quick, with just the back end. I'm tacking on to this video because I'm sitting over with Brother Vest, which, as I ended the other video, like I said, I'm not, accusing Brother Vest on how he raised his children, or how, I named all my siblings on how they raise their children. Because I know why I do what I do. But I'm going to just go over to Brother Vest, and I'm gonna ask him, what is the difference that you see with how I raised my children versus where you was at, how you had to raise yours. So there go Brother Vest.
Shalom. The way I raised my children was the way I knew how, without a father being in my life teaching me anything. So what I learned growing up is mostly how I went about it, but not exactly, because I got my own mind. So I tried to teach my children in a way that I thought was right. Far as, always telling them my life story, what I had to go through, or friends that I knew. The shit not to do is what I taught them. And I'm a type of person that I go out and work and take care of my responsibilities. So that's what I always preach to my children. I got 3 boys, 1 girl. I had 3 boys, one of my sons died. But I was a good example for them. And when my boys was younger, I kept them in sports, trying to keep their mind off the shit that's in the world that would take them away from what I was teaching them inside the house. See, when your children go outside the house, the ones that's in the world, not the ones that's in the faith, they got to deal with all the bullshit in the world that's tempting them to go and do wrong. Now that they got to fight against what I taught them and what the world is trying to draw them into do, other than what they know, what the Father has taught them. So now they got a choice. But the devil seemed like the devil's voice.
Snares.
Yeah, the voice is always louder than your mother and father, your father and mother. So what the children are being raised up in the faith is they don't have to go rub elbows with the children in the world or the people in the world. Not 24/7. Like my children had to go there 24/7. My youngest son got taught well, but he went left as soon as he went into high school. The boy didn't play football. I had to go to the school every time. And I had to tell my son, damn boy, you making us look bad. You making it look like I don't teach you shit. You know damn well I teach you shit. But he went left, and now he's sitting down, reaping what he sowed. The children that's being raised up in the faith don't have to worry about none of that. Just follow Yah. You follow Yah, you're on the right path.
That's it. And that's the whole point. That's my whole point. That's what I told Brother Vest. I say, Vest, when you come and you see how we living, because I found it.
Yes, sir.
That's what we doing. So my mind is made up because I see, this is what you gotta understand. I didn't need you to come. This ain't what this is about. So when we doing all of this arguing about nothing, that's why I don't engage, because guess what? A wise man don't utter all this what the wisdom that he got in his mind. A fool utters everything that come to thought, everything. So that's all you gotta do is pay attention.
Yes, sir.
See, I sit because there's things that I understand. I understand all of these people that came to fellowship with us. You never was gonna make it. So, and how do I find peace in it? Well, I find peace because I am praying for Yah to continue to show forth that He is evident in my life. That's how I found people doing the same thing I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
Because y'all showed that there was people doing what I knew before I came to Straightway that I need to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
See, and so when I show somebody that saw it, Vest got his own mind, and was it not wisdom?
Oh, it clicked. It clicked. It clicked for me.
Simple. And I know majority of the people in Straightway didn't grow up how we grew up.
Yep.
Oh man, I promise you. So I know why I'm doing what I'm doing. But why do you do what you do? Shalom.